with complete Northwest news coverage. This is Cairo 7 Eyewitness News at 5.
In the Wenatchee sex abuse case today, the judge dismissed a defamation charge against Douglas County. It's just the latest development in what some call a witch hunt. It began with accusations of a child sex ring and is ending with lawsuits brought by the accused. In tonight's special assignment, Cairo 7 Eyewitness News reporter Amy Clancy has more in News Control. Amy?
Susan, the question tonight, if this was a witch hunt, why did so many people confess and why did juries put people in jail?
Have said all along we're not guilty. And
after the high-profile acquittal of Pastor Robbie Robertson and his wife Connie, the public's perception of the Wenatchee cases appeared to take a sharp turn. The sex ring label began to fade, and the phrase witch hunt took on new force.
With respect to Officer Perez.
But does the truth lie somewhere between those two extreme labels? Of the 28 cases prosecuted, 14 resulted in guilty pleas. 5 cases resulted in convictions. 3 of the defendants were acquitted, and 6 saw their charges dismissed or greatly reduced.
You know, the problem is the excesses in the investigation that were undoubtedly there have been allowed to define the case, as opposed to what I think was a lot of abuse that was going on that is now being swept under the rug under the label witch hunt.
He was sitting next to me on the left side.
The case for the witch hunt is made by people like Sam Doggett.
And he whispered in my ear, "We know your dad raped you, why don't you just admit it?"
She says Detective Bob Perez tried to pressure her into making false accusations. On the other hand, this woman, serving time in Purdy, readily admitted having sex with her own children and those of friends.
My husband was having the sex to start with, and then he got me into it.
And when other adults came to see her children, she answered the doorbell.
I'd answer it, bring the people in, and I'd issue them into the bedroom.
How in the world?
Sex ring or witch hunt? The argument continues in the civil suit brought by Robbie Robertson and others against Detective Perez, Wenatchee, and state social workers. Whatever the answer, 16 people remain in jail, convicted of sex crimes against the children of Wenatchee.
Now, it's important to remember the so-called Wenatchee sex ring was never a single, well-defined prosecution focusing on one ring. Instead, it was a loosely connected set of cases in 2 different counties with a number of shared witnesses and alleged abusers. Reporting live in News Control, Amy Clancy, Cairo 7 Eyewitness News.